All right, there are 5 weeks to go until Election Day. The top leading candidates in San Francisco's very competitive mayoral race are joining us here on The Four.
Now, we're going to talk about the issues that matter to you: crime, homelessness, and the drug crisis. The race pitting incumbent Mayor London Breed against several prominent opponents, including nonprofit founder Daniel Lurie, former interim mayor Mark Farrell, and supervisors Aaron Peskin and Asha Safai. All of them are joining us live right here in studio this week.
And we are starting off with nonprofit executive Daniel Lurie joining us here in the studio this afternoon. Daniel, good to see you. Thanks for the time.
Thank you both for having me.
Absolutely, our pleasure. Look, let's start off with some of the criticism that you have faced from some of the other candidates in this race who essentially say, look, you haven't served as an elected official at all, and you know, in a recent debate, let me put up what Mayor Breed said here. We'll put the quote up on the screen. She said, Daniel Lurie is probably one of the most dangerous people on the stage, so we definitely should be scared. He has zero experience. He hasn't even been employed for the past 5 years. Let's give you a chance, first of all, to respond to that criticism and explain to the viewers, why do you believe you do have the experience and the qualifications to be the mayor of San Francisco?
Well, when you hear an incumbent mayor firing that off, I can only smile, because she knows what we all know in San Francisco, and that's we're leading this race. I've never been called dangerous in my life. I actually found that quite amusing. I'm running against 4 City Hall insiders that have a track record of failure. I have a proven track record of getting big things done for our city. I have built one of the largest, most innovative poverty-fighting organizations in this country and Tipping Point community. I did such a good job bringing people together that Mayor Ed Lee asked me to chair the bid to bring Super Bowl 50 to San Francisco and to this region, and we created a blueprint. So now we actually have 3 more global sporting events coming to our region. To Chase Center, the NBA All-Star Game. We got Super Bowl 60 coming back, and 6 World Cup matches, $1.4 billion of economic revenue to our city. So I've been working hard my whole career to lift up our community, lift up San Francisco, and I want to do that as the next mayor.
Okay, one thing that you just mentioned, Daniel, is your work with Tipping Point. And your opponents have really cast doubt on that record, saying that this affordable housing project that you were part of in San Francisco was way more costly than you admit, and that it took longer than you led voters to believe.
The former interim mayor is using talking points from before the building even went up. He's refused to visit the site. I stand by the work. 3 years, $377,000 a unit, with 13 different labor groups helping to build it. We did such a good job that the model is being replicated at 1633 Valencia Street. John Sobrato, a famous real estate investor, Apple, has invested in that second project because they know what we know, that we know how to get affordable housing built in our city. We need more of it. I'm proud of my track record. And, you know, listen, I can handle the attacks, but can the voters handle 4 more years of City Hall insiders that just make excuses for why they can't get more housing built?
But you point to the project at 833 Bryant, but you know, a lot of critics say that you can't really scale that up to really address the affordable housing crisis in San Francisco. And one of the ways you were able to keep the cost down on that project is obviously, as we talked about, by using those modular units for that particular project here. But you've heard the objections from labor unions in San Francisco who say this uses lower paid workers from outside of the city. How would you overcome those objections from labor unions in the city to try to get more of those projects done citywide?
We actually use the Carpenters Union, Northern California Carpenters Union, and we actually used 13 other unions to finish the job. So modular, by the way, this isn't the only modular building in San Francisco. We have many others for market rate and affordable housing. But what's incredible to me is we have another project going up. This one will be stick-built. It's not modular at 1633 Valencia Street, but it's only going to be $520,000 a unit. Compare that to what these City Hall insiders are for some reason protecting, that it takes, on average, 7 years, $1.2 million a unit. So I want the voters to ask, why are these City Hall insiders continuing to protect a system that is broken and does not allow us to build more affordable housing? We need more housing for our teachers, our nurses, our firefighters. Why wouldn't they want to get innovative, get creative? Let's bring the trades, let's bring the unions in on this. I want everybody at the table so we can get more housing built. We've done it now once. It's being done a second time. Let's keep doing it.
Okay, Daniel Lurie, I know you're going to stay right there with us because we have much more that we want to get to. Really important for San Francisco voters to hear more of your policy positions.
Yeah, coming up just after the break, we are going to talk with Daniel Lurie about how he plans to address persistent property crime in San Francisco. We're also going to ask him about the staggering amount of money he's spending on his own campaign and the criticism that is bringing from some of his opponents. That's right after the break.